You look at the clock. Your meeting starts in 45 minutes. Easy, plenty of time. You'll leave in 5 minutes. You just need to do one quick thing first. You answer a text. You check your email. You start scrolling. You remember something you meant to look up. You glance at the clock again. 10 minutes until your meeting. And you're still sitting at home. You panic. You grab everything. You rush out. You show up 20 minutes late. Again. And the person waiting for you gives you that look. The one that says, you don't care. You're inconsiderate. You don't respect their time. But you do care. You were planning to leave on time. You thought 5 minutes meant 5 minutes. And somehow it turned into 30. And you have no idea how that happened. If this is your life, you're dealing with something called time blindness. It's not a personality problem. It's not disrespect. It's a real neurological thing that happens with ADHD. And I'm going to show you exactly why it happens. And give you 5 systems that actually work to help you be on time. Not try harder. Actual tools. Let's go. Time blindness means your brain literally can't feel time passing. Most people have this internal sense of time ticking by. They can feel 5 minutes. They know when 10 minutes have passed. Their brain keeps track in the background without them thinking about it. Your brain doesn't do that. For you, time doesn't feel linear. It doesn't tick. It just exists in 2 modes. Now and not now. If something is happening right this second, it's real. If it's happening later, even if later is 5 minutes from now, it feels far away and vague. There's no in-between, no sense of time moving closer. So when you say, I'll leave in 5 minutes, your brain doesn't count those minutes. It has no way to track them. 5 minutes could be 30 seconds or half an hour. Your brain genuinely can't tell the difference until suddenly you're out of time and panicking, and this shows up everywhere. You think sending an email will take 5 minutes? It takes 35. You think tidying the kitchen will take a minute? An hour disappears. You think getting ready to leave takes 10 minutes? It takes 30, and you're always forgetting something. You're not bad at guessing. Your brain is bad at measuring, and that's not the same thing. Here's another example. You sit down to check something quickly on your phone. Suddenly 90 minutes have passed and you have no idea where they went. Or you start one small task like grabbing your jacket and you end up reorganizing your entire closet and now you're late. This isn't you being distracted on purpose. This is your brain losing all sense of time when you're focused on something. Time just stops registering. And by the time you come back to reality, it's gone. And the worst part? People think you're doing this on purpose. They think you're rude. They think you don't care. But you do. You care so much. You just can't feel time the way they do. So someone tells you, just set a timer. And if you're anything like me, you've tried that 1,000 times. And it doesn't work. Here's why. First, you have to remember to set the timer in the first place, which means thinking ahead, estimating time, and actually doing it. That's already hard. Second, even if you set it, you might not notice when it goes off. If you're focused on something, your brain doesn't register the alarm. Or it does, but it feels irrelevant, so you dismiss it and keep doing what you're doing. Neurotypical people hear a timer and switch tasks. ADHD brains often can't. The alarm goes off and you just keep going. Third, even if you hear it and know it's time to leave, actually starting to leave is a whole other problem. Because leaving isn't one action. It's 10. Find your keys, put on shoes, grab your bag, lock the door, and initiating all of that when you're already doing something else feels impossible. So you sit there knowing you should move, and you just don't. You're frozen. And fourth, timers only work if you know how long things actually take. But you don't. You think getting ready takes 15 minutes. It takes 30. So the timer goes off, you're not ready, and you're still late. This is why normal advice doesn't work. It assumes your brain tracks time and switches tasks like a neurotypical brain, and it doesn't. So here's what actually works. 5 systems designed for brains like yours. First, get a time timer. It's a timer that shows time visually. Instead of just numbers counting down, you see a red section that shrinks as time passes. So you can look at it and instantly see, oh, most of the red is gone. I'm almost out of time. It makes time concrete. You're not trying to calculate or interpret. You just see it disappearing. And that works even when you're half focused on something else. Here's how to actually use it. Let's say you need to leave for work at 8. Set the time timer for 30 minutes at 7:30. Put it somewhere you'll see it, not tucked away on your phone, on the bathroom counter, on your dresser. Somewhere your eyes will land on it naturally while you're getting ready. The red disc starts full. As you brush your teeth, get dressed, make coffee, you'll glance at it, and your brain will register, half the red is gone, I'm halfway through my time. That's information you can actually process. Regular timers just show numbers. 7:42, 7:46. Your brain has to calculate, okay, I have 18 minutes left, is that enough? But with a time timer, you just see it. The visual makes time real in a way that numbers can't. You can get a physical one that sits on your desk or counter, or there are apps that show the same visual countdown. The key is making it visible. Don't rely on your brain to check it. Put it where you can't miss it. Second, plan backwards from the end. Most people think, I need to leave at 2, so I'll start getting ready at 1:45. That doesn't work because you don't know how long getting ready takes. So start from the end. Let's walk through a real example. You have a doctor's appointment at 3. The office is 20 minutes away, so you need to leave at 2:40, but add buffer time, traffic, a red light, looking for parking, plan to leave at 2:20. That's your actual leave time. Now work backwards and list every single micro task, and I mean every single one, not just get ready. Break it into the smallest steps. Find your insurance card, grab your phone, put on shoes, find your keys, lock the door, walk to the car. Each of those might take 2 minutes. That's already 10 minutes. Then add, put on a jacket, use the bathroom, grab water, check you have everything. That's another 8 minutes. So you need to start the leaving process at 2, but wait, you also need to wrap up whatever you're doing. Before that, save your work, close your laptop. That's another 5 minutes. So really, you need to start transitioning at 1:55. This sounds extreme, but this is what actually happens when you leave. Your brain just doesn't track all these steps ahead of time, so you think leaving takes 5 minutes, and it takes 20. Planning backwards forces you to see the real timeline. And then when you actually leave at 2:20 and arrive at 2:50 with 10 minutes to spare, you're on time, and you're not stressed. That's the goal. Third, add buffer time everywhere. Your brain is optimistic. It thinks everything will go smoothly and take less time than it does. But it never does. Traffic happens. You can't find something. You need the bathroom, so add 15 minutes to everything. If you think something takes 10 minutes, assume 25. If the drive is 15 minutes, plan for 30. Here's a real-life scenario. You're meeting a friend for lunch at noon at a restaurant 15 minutes away. Your brain says, I'll leave at 11:45. But here's what actually happens. You can't find your wallet. That's 3 minutes. You realize you need gas. That's 7 minutes. There's construction on your usual route. That's another 8 minutes. You get to the restaurant and have to circle for parking. That's 4 minutes. Suddenly you're arriving at 12:15. And your friend has been sitting there alone for 15 minutes, thinking you don't value their time. Now imagine you planned with buffer time. You assume the drive is 30 minutes, not 15. You plan to leave at 11:20. You can't find your wallet. Okay, that happens, but you still have time. You need gas. Fine, you built that in. Construction. Annoying, but you're still fine. Parking takes a minute. You walk in at 11:55, 5 minutes early. You're relaxed, your friend is happy, and you didn't have to do anything heroic. You just planned for reality instead of the best case scenario. Buffer time isn't about being paranoid. It's about being realistic. Your brain will always underestimate, so you have to counteract that by overestimating on purpose. Fourth, use anchor events. Instead of relying on your brain to remember to leave at a certain time, tie leaving to something external that you can't miss. Let me give you an example. You need to leave for an appointment at 3. You set an alarm for 2:50. The alarm goes off. You're in the middle of reading something. You think, I'll just finish this paragraph. 10 minutes later, you're still reading. The alarm didn't work because there was a gap between hearing it and actually moving. So instead, use an anchor. Set the alarm for 2:50, and the rule is the second it goes off, you stand up, not in a minute. Right then, you don't finish the paragraph, you don't check one more thing. The alarm sounds, your body moves. Standing up is the anchor action. Once you're standing, the next action becomes easier. You're already in motion, or tie it to something external. Let's say your favorite show ends at 7 and you need to leave at 7. The rule is the second the credits roll, you stand up and walk to the door. No transition, no, let me just check my phone first. The show ends, you move. The end of the show is the anchor. It triggers the first action. And once you're moving, The rest follows. This works because it removes the gap. The gap is where time blindness lives. The gap between knowing you should leave and actually leaving. Anchors remove that gap. The external event triggers immediate physical action. And action creates momentum. Fifth, get someone else involved. Your brain can't create internal pressure around time. But external accountability works. Here's what this looks like in practice. You're supposed to leave at 2. At 1:55, you text your friend, leaving now. You haven't left yet. But saying it out loud to another person creates pressure. You told them you're leaving. Now you have to actually do it. That external commitment works when internal motivation doesn't. Or use body doubling. Let's say you struggle with your morning routine. You know you need to leave by 8, but every morning you're running late. Get on a video call with a friend or a body doubling app while you get ready. You don't have to talk. They're just there. Their presence creates structure. You're less likely to get sucked into scrolling or distracted by random tasks because someone else is in the space with you, even virtually. It keeps you on track. Or share your location with someone who's meeting you. Sounds intense, but it works. If they can see you're still at home 10 minutes before you're supposed to be there, that awareness sometimes gets you moving. It's external accountability. Your brain doesn't generate urgency around time, but knowing someone else can see where you are does. These aren't crutches. These are tools. They work because they don't ask your brain to do something it can't do. They make time visible. They remove the guessing. They create external structure. But you also need people to understand what's happening. Because right now, they think you're late because you don't care, and that's hurting your relationships. So sit down with the people who matter and say this. I need to explain something. I have time blindness. It's part of ADHD. My brain can't sense time passing the way yours does. I don't have an internal clock. I can't feel minutes ticking by. I can't estimate how long things take. And when I'm focused on something, time just disappears. This isn't an excuse. I'm not asking you to accept me being late. I'm telling you why it happens so you understand it's not about respect. I care about being on time. I'm working on systems to help. Visual timers, planning backwards, buffer time, accountability. But I need you to know that when I'm late, it's not because I don't value you. It's because my brain doesn't track time like yours does, and I'm asking for patience while I figure this out. You can also ask for help. Say, if you need me somewhere on time, a reminder 15 minutes before actually helps. Not because I forgot, because my brain doesn't feel time moving. A text saying, see you soon, helps me start the process of leaving. It's not nagging, it's support. Most people, if they care about you, will get it. They might not fully understand, but they'll stop thinking you're rude, and that matters. Because here's the truth. You're not disrespectful. You're not careless. You have a brain that experiences time differently, and your whole life, people have treated that like a moral failure, but it's not. It's neurology. And once you stop trying to make your brain work like everyone else's and start using tools that actually fit how your brain works, everything changes. You can be on time. You can show up when you say you will. You just need the right systems. Visual timers, backwards planning, buffer time, anchor, events, accountability. These work, not because they fix your brain, because they work with it. You're not broken. You just need different tools, and now you have them.